So now we talked a little bit about DUI laws and that kind of thing, but they did test him on this driving case, and there was nothing in his system. So he's just an asshole.
Also in the building, the biggest superstar in MMA history, Conor McGregor, and his Roadhouse co-star.
All right, here we go. Coach Mac Daddy in the place. Let me just put this down. Let me show you what's what, right? Coach Mac Daddy in the place. Show you what's popping. Okay, Henry, this one's for you, my man, right?
But here's the deal. This is why this is kind of a big deal. McGregor's got 20 prior convictions, 17 for traffic offenses, 2 for public order, basically disorderly charges, and 1 for assault. We see this all the time, where you have people who are repeat offenders, whether it's a DUI or just driving conduct. And guess what happens over and over again? You think Conor McGregor is going to quit driving? Of course he's not. He's not going to give a shit. You know, he's in Ireland. They are less tolerant in Ireland about drinking and driving than they are here in the United States.
Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. And what he do? And he's gonna react to all the self-snitching.
Hi, this is Bruce Rivers. Welcome to another fun-filled episode of Criminal Lawyer Reacts. I'm Bruce Rivers, your personal board-certified criminal defense lawyer, coming to you with my pearl handle pistol cufflinks, so graciously gifted to me by our content genius that you know as Michael Rivers, who is behind the microphone, behind the camera, in front of the camera. Michael, you know, You're starting to get a little bit of a following here. You realize that, right?
A little bit. Yeah, I'm anxious about it. Yeah.
What are you anxious for? I mean, they love you, just like I do.
No, it's great. I love the community we built together, and then now putting a face to me and you together is kind of cool now, and experiencing this together has been pretty amazing. So
what, pray tell, Michael, are we reacting to today?
You tell me. I think you brought this up this time.
All right.
Today's episode is brought to you by his idea, so not
Before
mine.
we get to what we're going to react to today, we got a couple of household items. First of all, go to CLR Bruce Rivers if you want merch. We got tons of merch on there, and that site is up and running, and it's doing really well.
As you can see here, guys, we are here at the wholesaler, and we are picking out the best quality stuff for the best fan base in the world. Merch will be out soon, and yeah, you're gonna love it because it's quality, it's made by us, it's shipped by us, everything. It's a lot of fucking work, let me tell you. This guy right here,
hello world.
this is the man behind sweatshirts, the hoodies, the design even. So
Thank you. And we're gonna give you guys the best. You see we're in the warehouse. We're here learning. We're here doing what we gotta do to provide you guys the best.
what's your name?
My name's Tony Cosmos, by the way. Instagram, Tony.Cosmos, Toney, for the tone of music. Also, Toney Cosmos at Twitter.com and Facebook as well. I've been doing this for over 17 years, so we're coming together to bring you guys the best experience for merch. You can bring it with you wherever and help spread the message.
All right. So today, well, a couple things. You know, first of all, this is brought to you by eForms.com. eForms.com, and you know they're a loyal sponsor to the channel, and so that's why we mention them every time. They are an effective way, honestly, it really is an effective way to avoid, I know I joke around about grandma in the basement and all that kind of crap. I mean, she is in the basement, and I lock the door when I leave because who knows what the hell she's going to do. But I got power of attorney over her, and where did I get power of attorney? Take a guess. I think I just heard about 3,000 people say eForms.com. eForms.com, it's a good way to avoid the cost of a lawyer and to be prepared. You know, if you sell something to somebody and they all of a sudden, let's say it comes back stolen, and you have a bill of sale, or you know you buy something from somebody, whether you buy or sell, you should still have a bill of sale, no matter what the product is. Or if you need a power of attorney, or if you need a medical power of attorney, or if you need any kind of legal form, go to eForms.com. Honestly, they're a good sponsor of our channel, and it's a very excellent resource for your legal needs. You will be protected, and it's a good way to avoid courtroom. And if you get to the courtroom, you're going to win, because the documents don't lie. And it's a good way to avoid the high cost of a lawyer. eForms.com. Okay, so I got this little thing. It says, I don't know if you can you read that? It's especially made for Bruce Rivers, London, Ontario.
Good.
This is a Kleenex box underneath, and it's a little couch. So I'll probably put this in my pub or put it up. Anyway, thanks, Jeanette. Appreciate it. Okay, so I love it when you guys send stuff, but you don't have to, just so you know. Today, we are reacting to Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor, as you well know, is an Irish MMA fighter. And he's very famous, very wealthy guy. And he's also doesn't realize how old he is. So he, in 2022, I think March of 2022, he's in his hometown of Ireland. I don't know if it's a hometown, but he's in his element in Ireland. Who loves Ireland? I love Ireland. In fact, I'm going tonight. Really. But the he doesn't really understand or give a shit about the law. So he's driving around, and this is what happened here. According to the Irish Times, mixed martial arts fighter Conor McGregor has narrowly avoided jail for an appalling series of dangerous driving incidents in Dublin, where he jumped a red light, sped in and out of traffic, and almost caused a collision. And they don't call them cops over there or police; they call them guards. When the guard who drove 160 kilometers per hour to catch him eventually asked him to step out of his Bentley GT on the evening of March 22nd. This is an appalling series of breaches of road traffic rules and an appalling episode of dangerous driving. That's what the judge said. When you have wealth and privilege, but you didn't come from that, you know, you've seen, we'll show you a couple of clips of Conor and his irreverence. He doesn't give a shit.
Also in the building, the biggest superstar in MMA history, Conor McGregor, and his Roadhouse co-star, Jake Gyllenhaal.
All right, here we go. Coach Mac Daddy in the place. Let me just put this down. Let me show you what's what, right? Coach Mac Daddy in the place. Show you what's popping. Okay, Henry, this one's for you, my man, right? Some of the things, oh my God, you blew my... I couldn't believe what I was seeing, right? So you were here like this, right? And you were doing this, and I was like, you were doing this little thing, and I was like, what the fuck is that? I've never seen nothing like it. This guy is a fucking genius, yeah?
But the judge imposed a 5-month sentence, suspended it. In other words, he doesn't have to go to jail, on the condition that McGregor keeps the peace, which he can't do, for 2 years, and the fine solely of $5,000, and a 2-year ban on him driving. So he lost his driving privileges for 2 years. Why? I mean, just a little bit of speeding? Wow. So he was originally charged with dangerous driving, being uninsured, having no license, and failing to produce his documents within 10 days. And then they further charged him with careless driving, which is a lesser offense. The cop told the court that he was stopped at the traffic lights on Lucan Road and observed McGregor's car traveling in a 24-hour bus lane. So he just blows right by the cop. He said the vehicle drove at a speed through the light. Now, he was going 160 kilometers an hour. I think that's like right around 100 miles an hour, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And I was traveling in excess of 160 kilometers per hour trying to catch up to his vehicle. So these Bentleys are just, they're luxurious, they're fast, and they're just beautiful cars. And I would take one of those over a Lamborghini or any one of those, you know, kind of souped up sports cars any day. But here's the deal. This is why this is kind of a big deal. McGregor's got 20 prior convictions, 17 for traffic offenses, 2 for public order, basically disorderly charges, and 1 for assault between the 2011 and 2019. So he's got a bad. What do you do with somebody like that? I mean, when you commit the crime right in front of the cop, there's not a whole lot you can do as a defense lawyer. So the judge in the case says, oh, he's now remorseful, but his driving on the day was persistent, prolonged, and deliberate. He noted the mitigating factors that he pled guilty, and it's inappropriate to meet this matter by way of a suspended sentence and only just. We see this all the time, where you have people who are repeat offenders, whether it's a DUI or just driving conduct. And guess what happens over and over again? You think Conor McGregor is going to quit driving? Of course he's not. He's not going to give a shit. You know, he's in Ireland. They are less tolerant in Ireland about drinking and driving than they are here in the United States. You know, these traffic things sometimes are not taken seriously. And when you've got like 20 convictions, 20 prior convictions of various natures, you know, eventually you're going to have to start doing some jail time. But the nature of DUI law is that you are, the first one, you get kind of a pass pretty much everywhere. Second one, it's more serious. Third one, in some places, it's a felony. And depending upon, you know, what the situation is, you can lose your car, you can get it forfeited, and you can do mandatory minimum jail time. You have to do the blow and go, in other words, the interlock, and you lose your license. And then you get your fourth one, and almost everywhere where you get your fourth one, it's a felony. It ain't worth it. I mean, think about just going, you know, before you go out, hey, you know what? We're going to drink. Let's take an Uber so we don't have a car. How hard is that? So, go ahead.
I'm going to send you like a series of clips of his prior bad acts and convictions and stuff. Everyone remembers the famous, so we'll start with the old man in the bar. Do you remember that one?
Here's Conor McGregor, and it's not that much, but punching an old man in the head in a whiskey dispute. There's McGregor. You know, I love a good pub. I absolutely love a good pub, but I don't like to fight. And the issue with McGregor is that, he doesn't want one. But he's buying everybody a shot. Now he's starting to fight with somebody. Why would you do that? I mean, the guy just didn't want to drink. You know? But, I mean, that's what it is. You know, it's alcohol-fueled rage. Or just rage in general. You know, it's called impulse control.
So
Okay.
This is the most infamous one, and you can see the views on it.
Okay.
This is the bus attack that he had to go to court in Brooklyn for.
Crash the bus. You know, what's wrong with just having a fucking cocktail and enjoying each other and not causing such fucking havoc? I mean, so let's just watch this. I haven't seen this. To what end is that? I mean, why would you do that? So what crime is that? So that would be assault, not necessarily a deadly weapon, but it's an assault. Assault is the imminent apprehension of bodily harm. It is criminal damage to property and disorderly conduct. I mean, imagine being the bus driver. All you're doing is driving a fucking bus, you know, and you're responsible for that bus.
I got everything on video. McGregors, it looks McGregors.
Honestly, to what end?
Multiple fighters got injured on that bus. There were multiple people.
Just from that?
Yeah, fighters and staff. There were glass that got in people's eyes that couldn't fight. You know, they took money away from them. It was serious.
So now we talked a little bit about DUI laws and that kind of thing, but they did test him on this driving case, and there was nothing in his system. So he's just an asshole. But I like him. I mean, he's got charm, don't you think? I mean, he's really created a huge brand for himself. You know, with the Proper 12 and you know his restaurants and bars and all the other, businesses that he's started. So you got to love the guy for being, having some initiative.
Wait, what do you have up there? Maybe I can just zoom in over there.
Yeah.
Right up there, if you guys can see that. It's autographed Proper 12 right there.
We have an arrest in New York. We have an arrest in Ireland. We got an arrest in Miami. I mean, you see a pattern here. I mean, eventually, aren't you gonna get sick and tired of dealing with bullshit? Taunting him, and now he's smashing somebody's phone, and that is criminal damage to property. How much is a phone worth? I don't know. Generally over $1,000. That's, your average iPhone is worth over $1,000, and that's a felony. How he continues to stay out of jail and stay out of harm's way.
If you have like priors in different countries, can those stack at all, or is that possible? Or
in order for you to use a prior conviction in another jurisdiction, it's got to have the same elements as the current jurisdiction of a similar crime. So if it's murder in the second degree, it's got to have the same elements for it to be analogous. That's the way it is federally, and that's the way most states are. But it's just Connor, you got to slow the fuck down. You got to calm down. Pour yourself a glass of Proper 12. Blaze up a blaze up a stogie. You don't need to be driving 100 miles an hour down the road. You don't need to be. Look what you did. Now you're banned from driving for 2 years in Ireland. Not that you need to, because I'm sure you can just hire a driver. But, any limitation on your freedom. Basically, when a court suspends a sentence, what the court does is say, okay, as long as you do this, this, and this, and maybe it's counseling, maybe it's maintain sobriety, and maybe it's not having any same or similar, Connor, or maybe it's not having driving without your license. Whatever the conditions are, as long as you do this, this, and this, we're going to hold this over your head. And I don't really know how long they're going to hold it over his head. But remain peaceful, do this. And as long as you do that, you don't have to do any jail time. It's called a suspended sentence. What do you think the odds are, Michael, of Conor McGregor keeping the peace?
probably pretty low. He goes wherever he wants to go. He's on his Lamborghini yacht most of the time, traveling the world, causing havoc wherever he goes.
Well, we'll see what happens. It is interesting. The guy's, I don't know if he's a billionaire or not, but he's got plenty of money. And guess what? Money talks, bullshit walks. You put the same guy, like say some poor black guy with no money, and he's got this same record. I guarantee you he's going to jail. Every single time. So we'll see you next time here on Criminal Lawyer Reacts. I happen to be Bruce Rivers, accompanied with our content genius, Michael Rivers. And make sure you subscribe. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter. Check out Facebook, because we're doing a lot on Facebook. Go to clrbrucerivers.com. We got all kinds of merch. That's our store. So you get it right away.
Bruce Rivers just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058. That self-snitching gon' get you put away. Bruce Rivers just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058. That self-snitching gon' get you put away.
23-hour lockdown, please, is that my God?